when he's becoming that unstoppable to be.
Yes, natural born scorer. That's because he was born in New Jersey. And Steph Curry, who has the best handles in the game.
I was just going to ask that very question.
You might have to throw Chris Bosh?
Yeah.
I'm going with Kyrie. Just strictly handles, I'm going with Kyrie.
I'm going with Steph Curry. He make people fall. He make legends fall.
Oh, I like that. I like that. He makes a legend in his own right, standing by to make the call.
And our Pacers are ready to go. Welcome, folks, and thanks for sharing part of your weekend with us here at 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Cavaliers again playing host, continuing their homestand in this one. It's been a tremendous beginning to the new season. They are now 5-1.
And right now for the Cavaliers, they've had just the kind of season you knew they were capable of. I mean, they've got all the talent in the world, but how about maximizing it to the fullest?
Well, there was never a question about the talent. I mean, they've got enough of that. It was just a matter if they could get the most out of it.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. We've got Lavoy Allen. Ellis is out there with Hill. Then there's Hill, and it's George in at the small forward position. And the shot is good. And for LeBron James, a remarkable step. Greg, he had increased his field goal percentage for 7 consecutive seasons going into 2014.
Yeah, a steep decline last season, though, back below 50%. Was it just the challenge of new team? This season may start to answer that question.
Smith, no luck. Hill with it. Now defended by Mozgov. Hill.
His strength there to get the post position without much fight from the defense.
Yeah, I think he's got to do a swing to him.
Now here's James. He had a 33-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia.
And don't forget about his playmaking in that game either. I mean, he did a great job of attacking the D and creating opportunities for both himself and his teammates.
Well, the Pacers, despite all their injuries from last season, were right in the playoff hunt until the very end. Had a chance, in fact, GA, on the last day to sneak in, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, they needed a Brooklyn loss to go along with them winning that last game. Ultimately, though, it wasn't in the cards for them, and they ended a game out of the postseason.
And so he hits the technical free throw. Outside Irving. Mozgov sets a screen for Irving. Ball's knocked loose. Just 5 to shoot. And another miss by Cleveland.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. And, you know, the Pacers had made the playoffs in each of the last 4 seasons prior to last year's miss. Hard for a team that was coming off of back-to-back conference finals appearances to stomach that. But with the injuries, they'll be better and back in the playoffs next year, I'm sure.
And the basket by Hill.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now here's James. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Earlier, I spoke with Frank Vogel. He said that the key to the game will be how well they defend Kyrie Irving, adding he's shown himself to be one of the premier point guards in the game already. Whether it's passing, shooting, or penetrating, we need our guys in the backcourt to really get up into him, and our bigs need to be ready to bring help. Guys, you can bet that Irving will be their focus defensively.
And thank you, Doris.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
And really, it's going to be more of a reload than a rebuild situation for the Pacers. You would have to imagine their goal isn't just to get back to the playoffs, but to get back to being a conference final participant.
No good on the second free throw. Well, for Jordan Hill, something wonderful happened to him last season. The breakthrough he'd been waiting for on his 6th year.
Yeah, Kevin, you know, it had to do, and I think correlated with him getting a chance to start games, and it blew up for him from there. Posted career-high averages across the board.
And the Pacers with possession here. The Cavaliers making the shot. Ellis dishes to Hill. Here's Hill, and the powerful one-handed slam.
And, guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Clark grinding away, 100% effort all the time.
And, Kevin, all that effort pays off. How many of those spectacular putback jams do we see from this guy? A bunch.
James wide open. The offensive rebound. Back to Love. They shoot again. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
That just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Now here's Ellis. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. The dish now to George. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
Here's Ellis. J.R. Smith making his last shot. Shoots off the screen. Ellis, that's good. Ellis has got his first bucket in this one.
The defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. He doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now here's James. Here's Love. And Cleveland again with the bucket.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And, Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
Hill kicks to Hill. Pick up by Hill. Hill passes to George. There's the pick. And Hill throws it down.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
No doubt last year a bit of a loss for Paul George. I mean, had to sit out most of it after that gruesome leg injury in the Team USA scrimmage.
So timeout called here, the first for Cleveland. And thinking back on George's injury, still a very graphic image in everyone's mind, but he was able to bounce back.
Yeah, it was great to see him get some game time before the end of the season after that horrific injury. A credit to him working as hard as he did, as well as to the training staff that got him back to be able to play before the end of the season.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Cavaliers. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for Hill. Turner comes in for Allen. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for George. Rodney Stuckey subbed in for Monte Ellis. Now here's Shumpert. 11-point game his last outing. Jefferson dishes to Shumpert. Passes it to Varejao. Cleveland moving it around. Williams for three. That's good. Williams has got himself on the board with three there.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Stuckey against Shumpert. Stuckey kicks to Mahinmi. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out? Almost like the 1-2 punch.
Now here is Varejao. It's Jefferson outside. And another three for Cleveland.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
17-foot shot on the way. The Cavaliers pull it in. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
Deadly from behind the three-point line in that game, and it really gave them the ability, I felt, to stretch that defense out.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it opened things up for them in a big way. The defense was never able to string together any stops or get comfortable.
And last year's midseason trade had to feel good to Iman Shumpert. Toiling away in New York, injured, uninspired. Boy, did he find new life in Cleveland. Of course, playing next to LeBron can do that for you.
And for Shumpert last year, Clark, he added the defense and athleticism on the wing that Cleveland so desperately needed.
Yeah, he sure did, Kevin. And he also became a facilitator of all things. I mean, you wouldn't expect that from him, but he averaged over 3 assists a game easily.
Now, here is Hill, coming off a solid outing against Miami. For three. And Shumpert pulls it down.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And, Greg, it's been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one.
Hill against Williams. There's the pick. Pass to Stuckey. To stop the run. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Stuckey's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Cavaliers lead by 10. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this.
Check it out.
And talk to Monte Ellis. He says he feeds off his doubters. He loves to hear someone say what he can't do.
I think I had that all my life. I always had to prove somebody wrong, and, you know, still to this day. That's just the competitiveness that I believe my oldest brother built into me when I was little.
And Monte Ellis is still trying to prove people wrong now in Dallas after their quick exit from the playoffs a season ago. Clark, it's been a decade in the league now for this very talented guard.
And, you know, that kind of relentless determination is really something Monte is known for, and one of the reasons he has been around for 10 years in the NBA as a consistently good player and lethal scorer.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Cavaliers.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number.
The talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving is out there with Iman Shumpert. And it's Thompson in at the pivot, manning the middle. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second. Irving with a clean look. And that one goes long.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range. And listen, Cleveland were the favorites to win the Central Division last season. High expectations given they finished third in the Central in 2014. But that's just what adding LeBron can do for a team.
On the wing, James, defended by George. Here's Love. Again, the Cavaliers score.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Pacers trail by 7. Stuckey drives inside. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That one on Love.
And Rodney Stuckey, a combo guard out of Eastern Washington, played a big role for the Pacers a season ago.
You were talking about Stuckey. He did play well in his first year with the Pacers. Clark, he helped them as a starter and off the bench.
Yeah, really had his most efficient year scoring the ball to date. And more than his scoring and what he brought on the court, his presence in the locker room and professionalism. You talk to the people around the Pacers, he was a breath of fresh air on a team that has a number of fresh air guys.
Mozgov, he's checked in for Cleveland. Smith comes in for Shumpert. And a change for the Pacers. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Ian Mahinmi. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense. Irving from long range. And another 3 for Cleveland.
As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, GA, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
Yeah, as a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season-high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
George, no good.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Now here's the fast break. Stuckey leap.
Major league big boy throwdown right there.
And he keeps a tight grip on that rim after the finish.
Yeah, maybe that'll give them a little bit of that swagger that they seem to have lost.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Here's Smith. The Pacers making the shot. Back to James. It's a pick by Love. Irving attacking. Paul George with the steal. And again, Indiana running the floor. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. Monte Ellis has always had a knack for the big shot. When things are on the line, he is a guy that is not afraid to step up.
And Kevin, last season, he had a number of big second halves and fourth quarters for the Mavs. Really took over that primary scoring role from Dirk Nowitzki. Stole a lot of games for them last season.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. James Jones comes in for LeBron. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Yeah, Monte did have a lot of big second halves for the Mavs last season. Seems like at least half a dozen games for them, he would just take over. Started to get looked at as the top go-to guy late.
Now, here is Smith. His last outing, he had 8 points. Love against Allen. 5 to shoot. Jones kicks to Love. Pulls up on the wing. Rodney Stuckey pulls it in.
And for Monte, it makes sense to go to him late in games. He's so fast that he can create a shot anytime he wants. And very rarely does he not give you a chance to win with just 1 shot remaining.
Here's Smith. Paul George making his last shot. Jones, no one around him. No good from outside. For Indiana, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. George sets a screen for Stuckey. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter. So the Cavaliers again can't hit. Ellis kicks to George. Stuckey setting the pick for George. He dishes it to Stuckey. Doubled by Smith. Ellis outside. Some nice passing here by Indiana. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Smith kicks to Love. That's good. Love's got 8 points.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Stuckey outside. Pick up by Hill. There's a screen. George against Jones. And George, here we go. Mozgov with the block. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Mozgov. Tristan Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. Jefferson's checked in for Smith. And Mo Williams subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. Indiana also making some changes. C.J. Miles comes in for Lavoy Allen. And George Hills subbed in for Rodney Stuckey. Twitter's checked in for Monte Ellis. Hill with it. Williams picks him up. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Hey guys, no doubt George Hill had it rough last season. He missed the first 28 games with that left knee injury. came back for 5, then missed another 11 games before his season got going. But you know what? He had one of his most productive years from that point on.
Free throw drops for Hill. And getting back to George Hill, what a second half of the season he had. He tore up several key categories, Clark.
Yeah, he was bogged down by injuries early in the season. Came back to average career highs in points, rebounds, and assists. Partly because he was finally treated and looked to as a go-to guy, and he thrived in that role.
Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs. Swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, and even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
Here's Hill, and he hits it to tie the game up. Hill's got 7 points in the game.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now here is Verajao. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And Hill throws it down.
And how about that one-man fast break?
I love the power finish at the end of it, too. No denying it, injuries were a big part of the storyline in the Cavs postseason. Fortunately, LeBron James was otherworldly after the first round. Took care of the Bulls, then went on to sweep the Hawks to get back to the finals.
And so it's Indiana with it after the Cavaliers pick up 3. And Hill throws it down.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Here's Miles. Cannot hit. Cavaliers go the other way with it.
And for the Cavs last season, their toughest test would be in the finals against the Warriors. Like every other team, they just couldn't handle the Warriors for a full series. A great run to the finals, and surely they'll want to return there this season.
And so here is Indiana following the score by Cleveland. George, and again it's Indiana.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
Jefferson passing to Williams. Verajao up top. On the wing, Jones. Outside Williams. There's the triple. It's hauled in by George. And Hill has it in the corner. 1 second left. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. It's the Pacers leading by just 1. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Gentlemen, I'm over here with Tristan Thompson. And after that first half, Tristan, what's the plan going to be for this second half?
Well, it's simple. It's going to be a dogfight. You know, they got big guys, true bigs, and we got to come out, play hard, and not let up.
You have to have plenty of bark in a dogfight, Tristan. Thank you. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. Indiana's first quarter could have gone much better. A big part of the problem was their defense and inability to slow down shooters. They gave up a sky-high shooting percentage against. The second quarter went a lot better for them, and they got right back where they wanted to be before the half and now hold the 1-point lead. And Kenny, what'd you think about what we saw from Indiana?
Well, they forced their way to some easy buckets, aggressively going to the rack, imposing their will. I mean, taking it inside establishes an attitude and toughness that you can't get any other way.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
Well, how about that contribution they got from the bench? Nice. Those are some much-needed points.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We will see you later.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one for Hill. He has 9 points and a couple of great-looking rejections. So far, 2 blocks.
Yeah, you know, he's had a great feel for their ball movement down low and for where to be when the shot's going up.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Pacers. Allen is out there with Hill. Then there's Ellis. Then there's Hill. And it's George in at the 3 spot. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Here's LeBron. And it's good off the back rim and in. LeBron's got 8 points.
You'd love for any trip down the floor to end with a shot like that.
Ellis outside. George dishes to Ellis. At the elbow, it's Allen. Shot clock at 6. Hill, no good. Cavaliers trailing. The drive by James, and he gets caught. Some people think LeBron's athleticism, Clark, has declined over the last few years. He might be the first to admit it. He still looks terrific, though.
Well, he's, that's a natural progression for any player, even if you are LeBron. But he's still an elite athlete by NBA standards.
Hill kicks to Hill. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Cleveland's gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. James against George. Now here's LeBron. 9 points in the game so far. Shot clock at 3. Smith on the wing. Launches a 3. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Smith's got 5 now.
That's a weapon they've been allowed to use at will today.
Yeah, the defense struggling to take that away from them.
Hill passes to George. Pulls it from the elbow. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Love's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And finished off by LeBron.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Looking to get it going. And with that shot, the Cleveland lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Hill.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy do. Very, very well done.
Hill against Mozgov. He kicks to James. Irving dishes to Love. J.R. Smith on the wing. He's guarded by Ellis.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half.
The tray. And again, it's the Pacers from deep. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the third quarter.
Yeah, each side having a tough time staying in front.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan. And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in. The Pacers ended up in 4th place in the Central Division last year, guys, and that's not quite what they were used to after taking the division the previous 2 years and getting to the Eastern Conference Finals in the playoffs.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Amon Shumpert's checked in for Love, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Smith. The shot by Mahinmi, no good.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Looking at last year with the Pacers, with Paul George out, the Pacers knew it would be tough to win the Central again. And they still played decently, though, going 8-8 in divisional games.
And the Pacers played admirably. I mean, the division just got a lot tougher. If the Pacers bounce back, you could easily see 4 of the Central Division members making the playoffs in the near future.
Allen's shot is off.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Kicks it to Mahimi. Ellis, the pass to Hill. There's the pick. No good off the front iron.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Mozgov. Tristan Thompson comes in for LeBron. Jefferson's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Williams in for Kyrie Irving. Indiana also making some changes. Turner's checked in for Allen. And it's C.J. Miles in for Monte Ellis. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
Well, they've also really been dialed in with their jump shot. I mean, they have not missed much from mid-range today.
And both free throws good for Williams.
It was a bit of a roller coaster year for Mo Williams. I mean, he had that 50-point breakout game, but then later traded away to the Hornets.
They set the screen. And there's a whistle that goes on Iman Shumpert. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Stuckey into the lane. Here's Mahimi. No good. And Cleveland the other way now. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. This game against Indiana, the first time they've met this year.
And although they were the better team last year by overall record, this was a competitive matchup for them.
Guys, they split the season series, and, there's always randomness to this game. The unpredictability of it. You win some, you lose some, but they certainly want to impose their talent level tonight.
Over to the left wing. And here's Miles outside. No good.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
They get it back. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Outside Hill to stop the drought. And he knocks down the jumper. Hill's got 10 points. Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a win against the Heat.
And the way they attacked the basket in that game was unreal. I mean, after a while, the defenders seemed to just wave the white flag.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, that's what will happen when the team continues to attack the basket and come away with layups. The defense tends to get demoralized and deflated.
From deep, Miles. Miles with another miss. The Cavaliers leading by 3. Outside Jefferson. Outside jumper. Pick by Varejau. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Jones is checked in.
James Jones.
41 seconds left to play in the third. Williams kicks to Jones. It's good from the top of the key. Jones has got 7 points in the game.
Wow, beautiful feed from Mo Williams.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And the basket by Hill.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And he gets the bucket. Jones has got 5 points now in the quarter. There's 14 seconds left in the third. The drive by Hill. Again, missing Hill.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
And the replay center out in Secaucus delivering the footage. And guys, it sure looks like the shot left his hands just a moment too late.
Yeah, this one pretty clear cut. I don't think there's much question about it. He didn't get it off in time. I'm sure the officials are going to agree with that.
Well, the ruling is in, and the call stands. No basket, so no change, Clark, and the scoreboard as we end the quarter.
Smart decision to review the shot. That was indeed very close to being legitimate.
And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Cavaliers lead by 6. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Cleveland leading by 6. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. And it's Mozgov in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
Pass to Ellis. The feed to Hill. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
That's tipped. Stolen by George. To the middle. Here's Ellis. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Feeds it to Stuckey. Allen outside. Pick up by Hill. There's a screen. Here's George. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
I mean, you never expect to get opportunities that easy coming down the stretch of a tight game.
James with it. George picks him up. LeBron against George. Takes the turnaround J. LeBron James again. LeBron's got 10 points here in the second half.
You know, you can give a defender a lot of trouble if you're consistent with that turnaround jumper. It's almost impossible to block.
Allen, a screen on Irving. Stuckey dishes to George. Allen passes to Stuckey. Pocket 6. The 19-foot shot. Offensive rebound. Allen. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
And what a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home for the putback.
Well said, G.A. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
You know, and if that play is any indication, that's a battle they're willing to put every ounce of their energy into winning.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Blatt as he addressed his team. He told his team to keep looking for three-point opportunities, saying their perimeter defense isn't doing a good job getting out on our shooters. So let's keep firing away until they decide to guard us.
He took good advantage of that screen. And it's 8 points for J.R. Smith.
This defense is giving their shooters free rein to operate from behind the arc.
And when you allow shooters to get in a rhythm, then you're going to have problems, because they can hit it even when you start to defend it with intensity.
Solid job by them on the glass here tonight. +8 in rebounds.
You know what? That rebound has always been a critical element of the game, and that's why they're...
Stuckey kicks to George. Out to Stuckey. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got outside Irving. LeBron James on the wing. But they get it back. Dishes to Smith. LeBron left side. Stolen by George. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Here's LeBron. George with the defensive effort. Pacers trail by 7. He feeds it to Stuckey. Pick up by Hill. Irving against Ellis. The pass to George. And stolen by James. Here's Irving. Great defense that time from Ellis. The Pacers have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Stuckey dishes to Ellis. From 15 feet away. Misses off the left iron.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Reverse that one home. Now that was nice. Real nice.
The agility on display.
Yeah, you love that. Body control.
How about the power and grace on that finish?
Timeout called the Pacers. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
He's been attacking the rim with reckless abandon. They're searching for answers. Some way they've got to figure out how to contain him.
A different look now for Cleveland. Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. And it's Amon Shumpert in for J.R. Smith. And the Pacers also making a change. Hill's checked in. George passes to Hill. Ellis with it. Pick up by Hill. Ellis kicks to Hill. The dish to Hill. Just 4 to shoot. Ellis cannot hit. Shumpert with some nice deep. The Cavaliers leading by 9. Here's Irving. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. And that's now 11 points for Kyrie Irving.
That's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
You just cannot allow the offense to have that quality of a look each and every possession.
And that one's good. LeBron's got the lead up to 13 now for Cleveland. And Indiana shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Poke loose. And the foul on Monte Ellis. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Here's Irving. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top. Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
The drive by LeBron. Another miss by James.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Nobody near George. No good on the triple.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense. And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Cleveland.
Mark, looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
Yeah, but they did a better job tonight. They made the most of the extra rebounds, too.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for James. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Down low, here's Allen, and the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant 1 foul.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant 1 there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on it.
Greg, I agree. He'd better be on his best behavior from now on. One more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here. Free throw, good. Allen.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
And he makes both free throws. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Turner dishes to Allen. From deep, Miles. The shot misses. Nice D from Williams. Fires top of the key. Can't get it to fall. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, Clark, made the difference.
Well, you know, at this stage, you've got to defend your home floor, and they did that.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Brooks, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Well, LeBron, given that it's still early in the season, what has your attitude been this year?
Just wanted to come in this season more a complete basketball player. Playing inside, playing outside, coming off pick and roll shooting, and also making plays for my teammates, which I love to do. And it's good to get a great win on our home floor versus a very, very good team.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Doris, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And coming up next, the postgame show with Ernie Johnson, Shaq, and Kenny the Jet.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan player of the game, LeBron James. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he wanted.
We all know, anytime you got LeBron James on the floor, he's going to bring that will to win. He has so many tools in his arsenal he can throw at you, not to mention his defense. Literally, any night he can take over a game. Tonight we saw King James exert his will in the game.
They asked an awful lot from him tonight offensively, and he delivered. When they needed a big bucket, he was the guy they turned to, and he delivered, like I said. I mean, this guy was unbelievable. He did not shy away from the moment.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.